Thank you to Thomas Moreira for these 5 suggestions. Hello everybody, this is JT Productions and I'm back with another preview and prediction video. Today I'll be doing the Texas Tech Red Raiders. Let's get it going. Last season Texas Tech went 7-6, 3-6 in the Big 12, where they win their bowl game against Mississippi State in a blowout. They had some close losses like against Kansas State by 1, Baylor by 3, and then they had some blowout losses like against Texas. They lost 70-35, against TCU 52-31, against Oklahoma 52-21, and against Oklahoma State 23-0. So, where does that take them? Well, let's see my notes. Over the last 5 years, which is not surprising, 61st in recruiting in the country and 9th in the Big 12. So, not good in recruiting under the last coaching staff. They did get a new head coach in Joey McGuire, who has a great great reputation of being having good relationships with the high school players in the state of Texas. So he could have some pull in pulling them in to Texas Tech. So that would be a plus for Texas Tech. Now, they got a lot of transfers this past offseason, along with the staff they already had, like Tyler Shaw, who came in from Oregon a couple of years ago. They have J.J. Sparkman still at wide receiver, and some other pieces like that. So Roderick Thompson, which they didn't really run the ball much because of their offense. So let's see, they have transfers. Wide receiver Brady Boyd from Minnesota, sophomore transfer. Left tackle Ty Buchanan, redshirt freshman transfer from USC. Cade Briggs, a center, senior transfer from New Mexico. Right guard Cole Spencer, redshirt senior transfer from Western Kentucky. Monroe Mills, sophomore transfer from Oklahoma State, right tackle. Michael Shanahan, junior transfer, right tackle from UT Martin. Tight end, redshirt junior transfer, Baylor Cupp from Texas A&M. Linebacker, Dimitri Moore, graduate transfer from Missouri State. Sophomore transfer linebacker, Jacob Rodriguez from Virginia. And finally, safety Tyler Owens, a senior transfer from Texas. Now, those are some quality of life transfers coming in, kind of shoring up some of the defensive spots and getting some offensive line help, even not help, like depth, and then getting a good tight end in Baylor Cupp from Texas A&M. So you're going to have some weapons. So let's see what I think they're going to do this year under new head coach Joey McGuire. Week 1, you play Murray State at home. That should be a nothing. You should win that game easily. Week 2 is a big game. Houston, the runner-up, I believe, in the American Athletic Conference, comes to town. Houston last year, you beat them. I believe it was at a close game at one point until you pulled away to win 38-21. They, I think, will give you a run for your money again this year. However, I do think that they get the win. I think you lose in Week 2 to Houston with a new head coach in Joey McGuire. So you start out 1-1 before going on the road the next week to take on the NC State Wolfpack. NC State, they have a good defense. Their quarterback will be one of the best in the ACC. They did lose 2 of their running backs, so that's going to be an issue for them to try to figure that out. So I think you get the win on the road to NC State. If you've seen my NC State video, you would already see that. I did get some flack in the comments for the way I kind of did things, talking about how they lost their 2 running backs could impact them a lot more. I did get some clarification from a fan that said that they really didn't have much of a impact. However, the games I saw, they did, especially against Clemson. Now, it could be different, but I do see Texas Tech winning this game. So, Texas Tech, this is a Texas Tech video, so let's get back on that. Texas Tech, 2-1. Then you play Texas. And I think you lose to Texas. I think Texas will be ready for a shootout, per se, maybe, in Lubbock. And they'll come into town ready with Casey. Well, no. Quinn Ewers, sorry. Casey Thompson's at Nebraska now. Sarkisian will have the offense ready. So I think you're 2-2. Then you go on the road to Kansas State. Kansas State's going to be a sneaky team this year. But I think that you win this game. I think turnovers are going to be a factor. And Adrian Martinez is known for throwing bad interceptions. So, that's 3-2. Then you go on the road to Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State, they're going to be a good team this year, just like they were last year. I think you pick up a loss before your bye week to go to 3-3. Oklahoma State, they still have Spencer Sanders, while he is also turnover prone. I think their defense is going to be more of a statement in this game. I believe they shut you out last year. I think that their defense comes into play again this year. So 3-3 before your bye week, and then you host West Virginia. West Virginia, they get JT Daniels. Their defense is going to be great. But I just see this screams an upset. Coming off your bye week, West Virginia already rolling at this point. I think I have them undefeated at this point. They're going to be riding high. I just smell an upset. You beat West Virginia in Lubbock to go to 4-3 before hosting Baylor. Now, Baylor, on the other hand, Tyler Chapin, I think is his name. I could be wrong. I know it's Chapin. They still have a good defense under Dave Aranda, and I think they're good enough to slow you down and get a win against you. So you're 4-4. Then you come into a stretch of games to where you will have a good advantage. You play at TCU, not a lot of firepower. Against Kansas, not a lot of firepower. And at Iowa State. TCU, probably the best defense out of these. It's close between TCU and Iowa State. I'm going to give you a win in all three of these games. The reason is, your offense, I think, is going to be great against good to mediocre defenses, unlike Baylor and Oklahoma State. And I think with the quality of life transfers, I think you'll be able to make a difference on the defensive side, at least more than you were able to last year. So before the last game of the year, you are 7-4, and you play Oklahoma in Lubbock. I think at this point in the season, Oklahoma is going to be the best team that they have been all season, and I think they beat you in Lubbock. So you finish the season 7-5. Not bad for Texas Tech. Improvement over last year, where you went 6-6 in the regular season. Not bad for Joey McGuire's first season as head coach over the Red Raiders. There's only room to go up from here. So, thank you all so much for watching. Hope y'all enjoyed. If you disagree with any of my takes, let me know in the comments, and I'll have a mature discussion with you. So, and by that I mean there may be a lot of trash talk, but if you decide to be disrespectful, if you decide to be respectful, then I'll be respectful right back. So, that's just how it is. So, thank you all for watching. Hope y'all enjoyed, and go Dogs.